It's Monday motivation time again. I still can't get the reflection off my glasses, can I? It seems to me that light is coming in at all angles. I suppose I don't really need them on actually, because I'm not reading anything. Start again. Monday motivation. Actually, I want to talk about you being you. That phrase, you do you. You do you, and I'll do me. And that's more than just, doing what you want to do. There's more wrapped up in that phrase. I want to talk to you about sovereignty, not the kind of sovereignty that people thought they were voting for in Brexit, if they did, closed borders, not the kind of sovereignty that's like, the king inheriting the country, but sovereignty of oneself. You are all sovereign to yourself. And in this phrase also takes some responsibility, responsibility for your life. But also it's saying don't listen to other people's influence unduly. Obviously, we have elders in our community. We don't call them elders, but people who've lived for decades longer. My dad used to say to me really annoyingly, oh, I've lived much longer than you. And it was rather annoying. But now I understand. The more life experience you have, not necessarily the more wisdom you have, but the more knowledge and experience you have to share with people who are younger. So you do you doesn't mean don't listen to anyone else. But what it means is don't be unduly influenced by other people, and we're massively influenced by the media. But I want to talk about something a bit more personal. So we're coming up to Christmas, and so people are probably thinking, oh great, I've got a few days off work at Christmas, and that's really good. And we talk about that Monday morning feeling. So I've done a lot of reflection. This time last year I was so ill, and I'm going to talk about the cause and the actual my blood results, what my body did when it started closing down. I'm going to talk about more about that on Thursday in Thursday Thoughts, and then I promise you I'll be all nice and happy and Christmassy for Christmas, because none of us want that heavy stuff. But when you take a few days off holiday, it's a good time to actually take stock of your life. So what had happened to me, not last year but the year before, I was so depressed about my work situation. I was so unhappy about the way I was being treated. And I was going to resign a year before I did. And, a couple of really well-meaning people who I think very highly of said, oh, come on, we'll support you. You'll get through this. But I hadn't really articulated actually just how unhappy I was every time I went into work, being picked on, and just everything. And I realise now it's because I had been a really happy person, and when you're happy, other people don't want to see you happy. A certain type of other people don't want to see you happy. I want to see all of you happy, and I want to see all of you happy by being you. And actually, the only way you can be happy is by being you. Now, I remember when I was a little girl, I said to my mum, if everybody was more selfish, we'd all be so much happier in society. And my mum sort of went, don't be silly, no, that's not being selfish, isn't good. But what I meant, because I didn't have the right words as a child, is that if we were all true to ourselves, society would be a lot happier. There would be no resentment, for example. Okay, so it's really important to do you in life, to be able to do you in life, and that's really what sovereignty is about. It means you taking that role and you doing you. That's my Monday motivation today. It's really, and you can see it's cold outside. It was wet and miserable, so I'm in Christmassy colours. In the green room, that's red, and also has lots of Christmas decorations in, but I'll show you that on Thursday. So I've come inside just to say that you do you, listen to you. Now there's a more woo-woo way of saying that. Listen to your higher self. But I sincerely believe that never has there been a more important time to listen to your higher self, your guide self, your whole self. The self is connected to the whole universe. Listen to your inner voice, if that's what you want to call it. Listen to God. You know, however you express your connectivity with life, listen. Make sure that in a day you are taking some time to listen. And the easiest way of doing that is through meditating. And you don't have to sit there, you know, in a loincloth for hours and hours and hours. But you might want to, because actually that's a really good space to be in. But you can do it through mindfulness meditation, for example, paying attention exactly to what's around you. So I'm going to use another little story now. Friend of mine who is a very now person and a very standing in wonder and awe person, who happens to be a postman, and every day brings some pleasures for him. But he wasn't paying attention. He was at work and he wasn't paying attention. He was thinking about, oh, that package is going there and that package is going there. And this is, you know, he wasn't stressed by any means, but this is what happens when we're stressed. It gets even more out of control. You know, this in the past, that in the future. He wasn't paying attention, pulled his van door back, twisted, broke his rib. Let that be a lesson. There's no such thing as an accident. When you have accidents, stop and listen. In fact, if you were stopping and listening in the first place, the accident may not have happened. So there's a lot more to you do you than just be selfish and do what you want, obviously. But it's really, really important. Now is the time in humanity's time for us all to take sovereignty of our own lives, to take responsibility, to become our authentic self. I mean, however you want to phrase that. It's really important. So this week, you do you. And if somebody is influencing you negatively, just think, yeah, you do you, I'll do me. Just don't take that on board. But also watch out for those well-meaning friends and relatives who are coming from their heart, but they're not you. They don't know what's best for you. I mean, you think you don't know what's best for you, but in fact, you're the only person that does know. So take a moment to go inside and really do what is best for you, and take some time off this Christmas and think, because I didn't leave my job when I knew I was being bullied and I didn't like it anymore. I spent a whole year, I can't believe it was a whole year, and I can't believe how ill I became. I wasn't listening to myself, but I'm not, yes, I am berating myself, sort of slapping myself on the hand, silly Lily, why did you do that? But that's not how to talk to yourself either. So I'm doing a lot of reflection and really thinking, you know, what could I have learned out of that situation? Could I have done things differently? Yeah, I could have done a few things differently, but I wouldn't have been able to stop the persecution. And it's sad that, you know, whenever I was having a good day, I'd say to a colleague, you know, I'm having a really good day. Yes, you'll pick on me today. It's obvious. It starts to become obvious. And I still didn't really realise, because I didn't really realise it was happening to me. So if you're feeling really stressed and unhappy at work, take some time off this Christmas and try and unravel what that is, where in your body that feels, and so on and so forth. And we'll talk more about, you know, that sovereignty, this kind of sovereignty, this kind of authenticity. But sovereignty means taking back your own borders, if you like. So this week, see if you can do that, and I will speak to you soon. Bye for now.